I'm a video game masochist, and I know you are too.
What? She got magic too?
If a game doesn't hand my ass to me harder than my mom judging my life choices, it's usually not worth my time.
Get it out, son. Oh, yeah! That's fucking funny!
But I wasn't always like that. Back in the day, I used to avoid any game that didn't hold my hand and guide me through the story like a 3-year-old in a leisure bar. That is, until one man appeared in my life, out of nowhere.
From this day forth, thou shalt play no other games save those wrought by mine own hand.
You and I, we crave the challenge, the countless boss attempts, the moments we finally rise victorious. And let's be honest, every time we play anything other than what this man created, there's that bitter aftertaste. I've already ranked the copycats on this channel, but today we are getting to the real thing. So here it is, my Soulsborne ranking. From the worst, or let's say least awesome, to the absolute peak of gaming. Let's get started. I sincerely apologize to all the Souls purists out there. Demon's Souls, while a good game and absolutely deserving the praise for birthing the genre, is the weakest link in the series. Every pixel, every second screams pioneer energy. When I was a kid, a classmate brought his brand new Nokia 3310 to school. We were mesmerized. The peak of technology. Every break, we either fought over who'd played Snake next or stood at the sink, spraying water on it, amazed that it was waterproof.
Oh, no. You're kidding me.
Demon's Souls is the Nokia 3310 of gaming. A relic of its time. Great and innovative back then, but today, more of a museum piece. I only play the PS3 remake, because I'm a basic bitch and never owned a PS3. The visuals are stunning. The gameplay, not so much. The levels are the real bosses here, each with just one bonfire at the start. I knew that when I went in, so my frustration...
No! Fuck!
was not that bad. But what disappointed me most was how easily I cut through 90% of the bosses. If you don't like the gimmick bosses from the later games, you won't like Demon's Souls. Most fights boil down to finding the boss's weakness, smacking it until it dies, and moving on. Only 2 bosses gave me somewhat trouble, and I even found a cheesy strategy for the final one, so Flame Lurker was the only true Soulsy challenge. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful this game got remade, so we could experience the roots of the genre, but I will probably never play it again. Dark Souls 2, the black sheep, the unwanted child, the stray cat of the series. And while it only ranks 6th for me, I don't hate it. Far from it actually. I even considered putting it higher. I loved my first playthrough, but like Demon's Souls, I never felt the need to play it again. Every other FromSoft game I've replayed countless times. Except these 2. Dark Souls 2 is a sweet, half-faded memory. I remember the beautiful landscapes, the sprawling world, the sense of adventure, and the music. Oh, the beautiful music. But then I remember how hostile the game can be. Maybe it's because I played the Scholar of the First Sin edition, which everyone agrees is meaner and more evil than the original. But the gang fights just burned me out. You get jumped behind every corner. Every other boss is a gang. The Iron Keep is pure evil and might even be the meanest location in all gaming.
Yes, but you don't know that you will die. Die! You will die!
Add the lack of iframes when entering boss fogs, and the fact you have to spend souls to improve your dodging.
What the hell?
And yeah, it's one and done for me. It's a shame, because there is a great game buried under all that nonsense.
Alright, hey!
Grab your pitchforks and torches and spill your hate in the comments. Bloodborne is a fantastic game. I've replayed it multiple times. The level design is incredible and the combat is fast, satisfying, almost perfect. The atmosphere is thick enough to cut with a cleaver, but that only works if it clicks with you. And that's exactly my problem. Bloodborne's story, full of aliens and Lovecraftian tentacle monsters, just didn't vibe with me. People call it one of the best horror games ever, but I don't find it scary at all. I have to force myself through the nonsense every time. It is worth it in the end, but I'd prefer this combat system in a traditional medieval Souls setting. The bosses are hit or miss, but mostly miss for me. You've got two categories, humans and monsters. The human fights are amazing, but they are rare. The monsters are mostly too easy. Father Gascoigne nearly broke me, but after that I mowed through the rest like backyard grass. The hardest enemies are actually the hunter mini-bosses. They are annoying, but at least they make you work for it. And yeah, also fuck these guys. The one that started it all. The game that ignited my obsession. This game will always hold a special place in my heart. I started my Dark Souls journey in 2020, and while time has clearly taken its toll, it still amazed me. Let's be honest, it's old. The graphics are dated, the bonfire placements are cruel, and the boss mechanics are simple. But even so, it's a masterpiece of world design. Dark Souls wasn't actually the hardest game ever Bandai Namco's marketing made it out to be. But that marketing created a legacy. The difficulty became a self-fulfilling prophecy for every game after. What makes Dark Souls truly special isn't just the challenge, it's the world. The interconnected map with no fast travel for most of the game make you feel like you're on a real adventure. No other game has captured that same magic since. The atmosphere, the melancholy, the discovery. Dark Souls isn't just a game, it's an experience. And it will always be a part of me. I have a love-hate relationship with Elden Ring. I think I don't like it. And then I check my playtime and realize I've sunk more hours into it than any other game.
What?
That's the paradox of Elden Ring. I'm not a fan of open worlds, and FromSoft jumping on the trend annoyed me a lot. But damn, the world they built is absolutely breathtaking. Every region feels distinct, every corner hides a secret, and just when you think you've seen it all, the game whispers,
You're not even close.
it's like Christmas morning. You think you've opened all the presents, and then your dad points to one last box in the corner.
Okay.
Now the bosses, oh boy. Elden Ring has the best and worst bosses at the same time. Some are absurdly hard. Melania, Radahn, Malekith, what the freaking hell. But they are still fair and fun once you learn the patterns. And if you don't want to learn the patterns, just summon your Mimic tier and stomp them, no shame. Elden Ring is also the most accessible Souls game. And not just in difficulty, since you can cheese half of it with Mimic tier, but also in tone. It is dark, yes, but it's also bright, colorful, full of life. So yeah, I complain a lot about Elden Ring, but then I boot it up again, and I finish it every time. And that's why it gets the bronze medal. Well, now we're talking. Honestly, spots 1 and 2 could be a tie, but in the end, I went with my gut. Based purely on combat feel, Dark Souls 3 takes the silver medal. So let's start with the negatives. For 1, the graphics are a bit dated now. For 2, well, that's it. When I first launched Elden Ring, I was surprised how little the graphics had evolved since Dark Souls 3. Then I replayed Dark Souls 3 and realized, wow, my brain just played some dirty trick on me. Because it's not even close. Gameplay-wise, this is the perfect evolution of Dark Souls 1. The world design isn't as tightly connected, yes, but the combat and bosses are
Perfection.
Gale, Frida, the Abyss Watchers, Midir are just pure perfection. Every fight feels like a dance with death. For me, Dark Souls 3 is peak Souls gameplay and atmosphere. But it's modern, fast, and refined. It only loses first place by a hair. When I first played Sekiro, I made it to the very first mini-boss, bashed my head against the wall for an hour and quit. The combat made me feel like a gorilla trying to fix a pocket watch. Too fast, too precise. I just couldn't do it. Then my OCD grabbed me by the neck, set me down and made me beat that bastard. Did the game click for me after that? Hell no. I suffered a lot. But slowly I learned the rhythm. The beautiful, addictive rhythm. Here's why Sekiro is my number one. It's simple. Not easy, but pure. One weapon, one path, one goal. No bloated upgrade systems or stat juggling. You either master the sword or you die. And not just twice. And I love that. Sure, there are a few parts I didn't love. The snake chase sequences, the final area, but they are tiny blemishes on a masterpiece. If you're a Souls fan who never finished Sekiro because it's different, please give it another chance. I promise, it's worth it. And that's my Soulsborne ranking. Let me know in the comments if I nailed it or if you completely flipped the list. And drop a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.